Obedient to that grant you spiritual authority. Obedient to that grant you advantage in the spirit. Obedient to that grant you rank in the spirit. Every man that is elevated by God is a man that is faithful in obedience. Even in the military system, you can never be rewarded for treason. Anytime a man go into treason, his neck is cut off. You are a rebel. You must be obedient for you to be promoted. If they add you a star, it's because they have seen your faithfulness over time. They say go and fight war. You went and fight war. You were able to conquer, and now you are rewarded. When a man is consecrated to the Lord, he obey God naturally. Well, many of us, our life is not consecrated unto the Lord, and yet we want to carry the glory of the Lord. This is the reason why yet we are church members, yet we are also members of party halls. How our members in our churches are still members of party halls, and the problem is this: they are made perfect in the flesh. You say, oh foolish Galatians, how will you begin in the spirit and you end in the flesh? You don't just end in the flesh, now you are made perfect in the flesh. The flesh is dangerous, very dangerous, very dangerous. You may be a man of the spirit, you have never opened a blind eye, but go and just become a man of the flesh for one day and see what you can do. The wonders are too much. It took me a little time to understand the signs and wonders of the flesh. How that the flesh itself produce signs and wonders. It will surprise you what you will do in your flesh. When you are not concentrated unto the Lord, you give your flesh an advantage. That is the same reason why we try to make some, we say, and drinking alcohol is not a sin, this is not a sin. What is your problem with is not a sin? The Bible said, to him who know what to do that is right and refuse to do, to him is a sin. That means your prayerlessness can be a sin. Anything can be a sin. Your sleeping too much can be a sin. No, it's true. Your lack of fasting can be a sin. If you study the scripture very well, there are too many things that are sin that you may not believe they are sin. What made them to be sin was not because they are part of the 10 commandments. They were a consecration that God gave to men. You may not apply them to your life. Your own may be very worse, because God can tell you never to keep pong. As simple as it is, it may never be a sin, but God can tell you not to do it. God can appear to you and say, don't wear trouser from today. Don't wear attachment from today. It has nothing to do whether it's a sin or it's not a sin. It's a consecration to you. That's just how it works in the kingdom. What is the demand that God has put upon you? If you want to carry the presence of the Lord, there is a demand. Many years ago, the Lord appeared to me and said, I must wait at night until night has passed. I must sleep the next day, every day before I sleep. So no matter how I try to close my eyes, it's hard until 12, 2, 3, 1 has passed. And when you continue to be obedient for a while, it becomes your natural lifestyle. There are people that can, somebody come and says doing dry fasting for 30 days. I have never done dry fasting for 30 days. I will never try it. It may be part of his requirement for consecration. I will never do it. But there are things I'm consecrated to that you can never be consecrated to. You must check your level of consecration if you must carry the presence of the Lord. What Enoch did was different from what Moses did. What Moses did was different from what Paul did. Everyone is consecrated to the Lord according to their demand of obedience. Because God will want to checkmate to see, can you obey him? Can you hear him? When God wanted to speak to the children of Israel, they could not understand. Why? Because it's not given to them. It was Moses that had that level of consecration. They didn't dwell with the Lord upon the mountain. How can they understand his voice? They can't. Some of you, for you to keep the glory of the Lord upon your life, I'm telling you the truth, whether you like it or not, you may never have to step your feet to a party hall. The day you do it, God will leave you and is gone forever. You may have to weep and cry. There are people that God left them and God never came back. I know you have been taught God is a God of second chance. Don't be deceived. There are people that God left them, God never came back. Because sometimes when people backslide, they get worse. They don't even see the need to even return back to the mercy seat. They don't. Because sin will take you very far, not just far, very far from God. must be consecrated to the Lord. You must. It may not be a sin to go to the party, but to you it's a sin. It may not be a sin to watch 5 movies per day, but to you it may be a sin. God may wake up and tell you, don't watch football, don't watch movie, don't watch it. I have a TV, I've not on it for the past 4 months. It doesn't matter. It to you want to know the news. I don't want to know the news. News, you don't even need to on it, you hear it everywhere. The news are flying everywhere. What are the demands of the Lord upon you? There's a reason why God is telling your heart to something. There's a reason why God is fanning the flame. There are times that the Lord can wake up and tell you, take 10 naira, give this person. You are praying in tongues for 5 hours, it's a waste of time. The prayer is just take 10 naira, give this person. This is how men are preserved. Men that are consecrated to God. I always say, Naira Marley will never attend church service. Do you know he will never? I don't think Naira Marley will want to listen to 12 Sunday songs. You know you want to listen to Lord. I know you like their songs. Naira Marley will never listen to Oyedepo. He will never listen to Adeboye. He will never listen to ERCC president. To him, it's not an advantage. But you felt Naira Marley is a good ventilation to your soul. Naira Marley is a good ingredient you need. So every day you play it and you enjoy it. Worshippers in the house of God, yet they are listening to whiskey, they are listening to debauch, and they want to come and minister the songs of ascent, minister the songs of the Lord to us. That is the reason why heaven is too close, because the altar wherewith the incense is coming from is perverted. It doesn't have to be a sin, but are you consecrated unto the Lord? If whiskey does not see the need to listen to Sinach, what business do you have to do with whiskey song? What business? What business? Light and darkness never meet. Darkness hate light with passion. How comes sons of light desire the things of darkness? How comes? What makes you feel that you will not be happy until you go to a party club? What? And these are the ladies that say they want to be Catherine Kuma. They want to be Amy Silverfasen. But do you know what they are learning how to do? Instead of them to learn how to use the sword, instead of them to learn the way of prayer, they are learning how to twerk. And after they are done carrying the presence of God, they twerk it out.